Hello, Likers. Welcome back to our channel. It's me, your fave, your one and only, your baby girl, Malaika. So, Likers, we are doing a critical review of Mr. Aloy series, When Marriage Becomes a Nightmare, episode 51, part 2. It starts with Kenny not understanding why is it that Jonathan will not see with his clear vision that Emeka's hand is behind all these things, because Kenny is saying that Jonathan, clearly you should know by now that Emeka is trying to distance everyone from you. The honest truth is that Kenny is saying these things in the presence of Jonathan. Emeka cannot even defend himself, yet Jonathan cannot see anything wrong with it. Jonathan cannot see that Emeka is not, being a bad influence in his life. So Ken is because Emeka, Jonathan is saying that how can you say Emeka is responsible? That was Emeka the one who asked Clara, to leave the house. So, but Ken is making you understand that Emeka was the one who forced you to chase Clara out of your house. So he is defending Emeka, saying that Clara left on her own because a shower was in her eyes. She wanted to go and do her shower. And Emeka also is defending himself concerning Clara. Was it the one who made Clara to go and be sleeping with Hanks, when we all know that that wasn't true. And Jonathan is still defending himself based on the fact that because Kenny talked about Teresa, he's defending himself based on the fact that to him Teresa left simply because Teresa stole from his wife and he couldn't live with a thief. Yes, like us, nobody wants to live with a thief. That is if truly those people stole anything from you. Ken is a very intelligent man, but Emeka, we all know, we know Jonathan is as dumb as F, and Emeka is a big time manipulator. So eventually, Emeka will make sure that Jonathan does not realize what has hit him. But at this point, Jonathan just wants Kenny to stay out of his business, to stay out of his life, because where he is right now, rather than losing his friend, you people should hear this, rather than losing his friend Emeka, he would rather chase his daughter away from the house. Who does that, my people? Please help me. Help me, oh. Who does that? Do you know the thing is confusing to Kenny, because Kenny cannot understand that, because Kenny is trying to find out if you were the one that did this to Emeka, like if the thing had happened between Emeka and your, like Emeka's child and you, do you think Emeka would have chose you over his child? But Emeka is trying to make Jonathan understand that he can never give birth to a useless child like Debbie, because Debbie is useless. And Jonathan decided that he's going to throw Benny out of the house. But I love Kenny, because Kenny made him understand that that house is not your house. And if you dare put your child outside, my people, social security, I'm calling them. Social service, whether it is social security or social service, I'm calling them, yes, because they are child protection, they're like the ones protecting children. His child protective service, yes, he's calling them to throw him out and to make sure that they'll issue him a restraining order as well, so that he will not go close to the house, because that house is not even your house, even though your wife is planning on selling the house, but it isn't your house. That is the Benny's house. Even though you've taken over, honestly speaking, the person I'll blame in this scenario, I will blame none other, than Clara, because Clara would have kept those documents somewhere else. The next scene shows Jetta at home. It seems as if she's alone, like she was pacing as if she was expecting someone. So they rang the bell and she went to open. She opened, some people came in, so it was a potential buyer for the house, and his lawyer. So they came to inspect the house, and hey, God, I beg, help me, oh, help me, oh. It shows that nobody is at home. So she brought them to inspect their house, and everything. And she's happy because she knows that they are going to buy their house and everything. So now, like, she's selling it as her property, because yes, the documents are with her. Why not? She has all the documents. She's talking about I wish, somebody would have walked in, but we know Mr. Aloy's series now. That's why, like as I've said it, I'll be doing my Amebo. I'll be doing like other channels that you people know that report case of celebrity and all the rest. I'm not doing this after this series. This particular one is, I want to finish. I want to go. I don't like to end things halfway. I want to go from the beginning to the end, so that when I'm done, we'll start our amable gist. So she's going now. She wants to show them everywhere around, to make them know that everywhere everything is nice, and everything, the interior decor, everything was imported, and blah blah blah, all the, like, she's showing everywhere, big kitchen, dining section everywhere, sitting rooms, balcony, the jacuzzi area, and the pool area, and the buyer loves it, based on the price, she's not too expensive, so he's willing to buy. Why not? And the lawyer also approved it. So now she wants to know when can everything be ready. So the guy made her to understand that the next day, the following day, he was going to wire the money, so long as all the documents were ready and everything was set. So Jetta was over the moon. She was happy because this is a jackpot. She has hit a jackpot. Who not like better thing? She has hit a jackpot. She knows this. So now they've seen the house. They're going to prepare the documents so that she should prepare the original, so that they'll do the transfer once everything is done. They'll just be done with the transaction. So Jetta is excited. She can't wait. She cannot wait for this to happen. She was like, to her, she has arrived. And I don't know if Jetta is selling this, if her friends know or what, I don't know. The next thing shows Jonathan that came home when those people were leaving. And he was kind of surprised. He was wondering, like, who are these people? I don't know them. What are they doing in my house? And at this point, he didn't know who was at home, and why were they here. So to him, let him go and find out, because he needs to understand what is going on. The next thing shows Jetta, who is happy. She's speaking to herself, seeing how she's becoming a millionaire and all the rest, how she's going to spend the money. How I'm suspecting that Jetta is planning on double crossing her partners. I don't know. The next thing, then Jonathan walks in. He was kind of worried because he didn't know. We wanted to know the people that he just saw leaving his premises, but we all know that Jetta is going to come up with something diabolical. So Jetta made him understand that the goods they are waiting from China, the company owners, those were the ones with the lawyer. They came to know where she was staying, because based on the fact that it was the first time that they were working together, they wanted to know where she live, for future reference, and for the fact that they'll be doing business moving forward. And apart from that, they wanted to know where she was and the reason why they changed their orders, just normal stuff. Definitely she would try to convince her husband. When you trust somebody, when you love somebody, and whatever it is that they tell you, you just drink it like water inside a cup. Yes, that's what she's doing right now. And Jonathan is not seeing any pink flag. He's not seeing any flag at all, if any, if it does exist. He's not seeing. He's just happy that he'll become a millionaire, or a billionaire. That's what he wants. That's the only thing that interests him. He doesn't care about who came to check what, who didn't come. That's none of his business. Now he's trying to find out when their stuff will be coming. Jetta made him know that in a month's time. And to him, a month's time is like, because they spoke about 3 weeks before, he forgot that they have changed. Plans have changed. He forgot that a lot of things have changed. For instance, that they have changed their order. They have a bigger shipment now. So eventually, he cannot maintain the same. Sure, they want to be 7 times richer. Oh God, I beg. Say you buy something, you spend 50 million, you gain 350 million. They play. So they want to be 7 times richer, so they have to change everything. He's happy because this is what he loves. He loves when his ego is being caressed. He loves when people are telling him what he wants to hear. Unfortunately, there are some people like this. Yes, there are people in real life like this that does not want to hear the truth. They just want you to tell them what they want to hear. They will give you anything, which is very wrong. Now they are celebrating, they've succeeded. The next thing shows Jetta and her husband in bed. They were being they were kissing and stuff, but all of a sudden Jetta stopped, because she was still plotting. Now at this point, she's trying to make Jonathan feel guilty, because to her it's more like, now they are all being lovey-dovey. When money start pumping in, are things still going to be like this? Will things change? Because she's seeing that things might change. They are not going to love each other this much. Jonathan is not going to like to be at Jonathan is not going to be available. Jonathan is always going to be busy. To her, it's more like Jonathan might, choose somebody else. Jonathan might want a younger girl, stuff like that, which is normal for somebody who is sincere. It's normal for you to be. If your partner is not that worried, it means they don't really care about you. But Jonathan needs to, reassure his wife to make her know that he promises that he will never cheat on her, he will never go elsewhere. It will be her and her alone. And this is something that we love, humans. So the next thing shows Jetta went to inspect the land that Jonathan gave him the documents, his father's the land that his father gifted him. Now Jetta is saying that this land is really humongous. Before going, when she submitted the land documents in an agency, they had to trace it online and they found where the land was. She went to the land with the agent and all the rest, and now she needs to sell. And as soon as she heard that the land is worth now 100 million or more than 100 million, she was excited, like she was ready to sell. Da, like, as I'm suspecting something, I'm suspecting that Jetta, now that the documents are here and that they are in her position, Jetta is trying to double cross her own people, but that would be the worst thing for her to do. She's trying to double cross them because they don't know that she's selling the house. I don't think so. And now she's here on the land. I doubt if they know. This is very getting interesting, honestly. Now she wants to them to see, because the guy made her to understand that there is a potential buyer. As soon as she reached out that they should check the land, and that she was seeing she wanted to sell, they got in contact with it. So there's a potential buyer for the land who is willing to pay the 100 million. The next thing shows the buyer for the house. He's calling his accountant, to find out if he had wired the money that he asked him to, because they have to wire payments to Jetta's account for Jetta to be able, to give them the original documents. So once that is done, that is eventually where they'll get the original document. So the guy told him that it has been done, everything is done and all the rest. Jetta just need to check, and Jetta, when she checked, she saw the mullah and she was happy, because baby, this is what we are working for, this is what we're here for. We are not here to just smile and all that. Jetta was happy, that everything was paid into her account, and now she just needs to sign documents to give them the original house documents, and to sign the transfer, certificate transfer documents to transfer to the owner's name and everything. Jesus, like, as can some people be this lucky, that you will do something that is this evil and still get away with it? How does that even work? Honestly speaking, how does that even work? Because some of us, they'll just catch us before we even, the moment we start having this idea, something will happen. God will make them to just arrest us. Yes. But for you to have it on to execute it, I wonder if your conscience is still intact. This is crazy. So the lawyer is there doing his job, because all he can do is to make sure everything goes well, everything goes smoothly. That is it. And he's happy. He's greeting his boss, saying that, you see, boss, everything is cool. He's very happy because they are done with the sales and everything. Now Jetta just needs some time to be in the house. She's asking for 3 months so that she could put herself together and everything. Whereas the lawyer, in the close of the contract, there is with a house like that, they can stay for up to 6 months before they could vacate the premises. So when she heard that, so her, she was just interested for 3 months. All she wanted to just spend 3 months there, and that was it. And the new owner, was just happy. To him, it was cool. 3 months, it's okay. If 6 months or 3 months, that's nothing. So the next thing shows Debbie very angry at the maker. When, after seeing Emeka's head, seeing what Benny did to Emeka, Debbie was angry. Making Emeka understand that, I want you not to go to the house anyhow. If you were going there, be very careful, because Benny is wild. Benny is not that kind of child that you can just manipulate anyhow. you know and to Emeka, at this point, for Benny to take her hand and break his head, to him, Benny has to pay with her life. He will unalive her regardless. To him, that is not a problem. And now Debbie was trying to know how far with the documents, the properties, and everything. That's when I'm trying to say I'm suspecting that that girl is trying to double cross these people, because yeah, they are trying to see how can they sell it in, because Debbie is feeling like a maker is taking time because he's putting so much profit on it, because he's being greedy and it's not good for them, because they're trying to sell so that Debbie can get out of there, because she's suffocating. It's like it's choking her because it's taking so much time, and this is something that she doesn't want. She doesn't want it to take a lot of time, but to a maker, Debbie will have to wait. Besides, when did Debbie come to join them? She has to just wait, so that he will go through the things that he's going through. But I'm suspecting that David will double cross these people. You know, sorry, Jetta will double cross these people. I even pray that it happens so that they will have problems among themselves. Yes, I pray that it happens, because how can you want to cripple somebody like this? This is crazy. So, like as we are going to end this video, thank you so much for everything. Like I always tell you, protect your mental health is very important. Limit the number of people that invade your space, your privacy. Don't let any kind of people, because when people show you who they are the first time, believe it. If Jonathan had believed a maker the first time, they wouldn't have been here. So, like us, I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for everything. Thanks for supporting me. Thanks for standing by me, all the time. And on this note, I'll have to say bye, guys. Thank you so much.